Hello folks and welcome back to Bards and Books. I'm Usman and today we have a review. This is a review for A Memory of Light, the 14th and final volume in the Wheel of Time. This is it, we're here, and it is pretty surreal, honestly, looking back. This book was vastly different from all the others in the series. What can I say? I'm going to start with a bit of a non-spoiler for people. Just to give you an idea of how it ends and the kind of feelings, I guess, you can look forward to or expect. Like I said, this was vastly different from all the previous books. The pacing was just action-packed, from beginning to end. It's the only book that just had me flipping the pages nonstop. I didn't want to stop. I wanted to read it in one go, but obviously that proved very difficult. It's a thick book. Obviously, being the final book in a series, it evoked the strongest emotions. All the twists, the plot twists, and the reveals some of them were extremely unexpected. They really tugged at your heartstrings. There were some very heartfelt moments, very tragic moments, and the emotions were just all over the place. They were running high. It was a good ending. I'm glad I read this series just for this ending alone. This last book was really worth it. It was worth it all, even, dare I say, the slog. I rated this one the highest out of any Wheel of Time book. This was 4.5 stars. Now, it wasn't perfect, There were some minor things here and there. But overall, I think that we couldn't have asked for a better ending, especially knowing that Brandon Sanderson finished off this series and he wasn't, given every little bit of detail to work with. So for what he did, it's marvelous. It's great. And all I can say is the last battle is here, and it's a big one. It's basically just battle, 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 this book. It does not relent with the high stake feeling. Some things come to light here. Like I said, the reveals are big. The payoffs, they're phenomenal. And like I said, there are just many, many things that you really don't see coming. Big surprises, big heartfelt moments, and sorrowful moments. And man, like I said, it's all worth it. If you're having trouble continuing through the series, if you're at the slog or any point like that, just know that it is worth it to complete the series. Brandon Sanderson has done a marvelous job. But anyways, that's all I can say for spoiler-free. So I'm going to get into spoilers now. If you want to dip, that's cool. Thank you for watching up until now. But now we get into spoilers for A Memory of Light. Now, obviously, one of our most important characters here, Rand, the Dragon Reborn. I really enjoyed his interaction with Egwene, the Amaryllis Seat, and how they're trying to, unify and prepare for this last battle, and things are not working out. And finally, I fully understand why Moiraine was resurrected, or that kind of thing, and brought back, because she played an important role here. She played an important role in unifying the White Tower with the Dragon Reborn when it all seemed like it could just come crumbling down. So, it was cool to see Moiraine kind of resolve that, and I'm glad she's back. I'm glad she's, helping with this final moment. Now, some other scenes of note that I'm just going to touch on here. I really enjoyed seeing Rand and Matt kind of come together, have a little bit of a comedic moment when they were dealing with Tuon. That was just kind of a flashback into some of the much older books, a nice little moment of just being, regular kids again and friends and that kind of thing. So that was really heartfelt and nice and warm, as brief as it was. Lan here, man, he is so badass. I thought it was badass him riding off on his own to confront that army of Trollocs or whatever. But here, man, he really pushes it, and the way he defeated Demandred was just so cool. I think when I think of Lan in the story and his his few followers, as few as they were, that helped him to kind of hold off the Trollocs until the rest of the group got here. I can't help but think of the Spartans, the 300. I mean, maybe that's where this inspiration came from. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me know if that is the case and you know for sure. But that's very much what it seemed like, and it was really cool. I mean, that whole Spartan history or mythology is super badass. So obviously, Lan's role in here was super cool, and the way he defeated Demandred was awesome. Now, one of the coolest things that I thought really made the story a lot more intriguing in this book was how the Forsaken or Grendel was basically infiltrating the dreams of all our top generals in this fight. So we had Bashir, Eterold, who's the other one? Brine, and maybe one other. But it was so cool how they were kind of infiltrating their dreams and making them kind of turn on their own force without even knowing it. That was such a cool surprise, and it just gripped me to the story way more. I was intrigued, very intrigued, and that whole thing with the wolf dream or Teleran Riyadh or it's basically one and the same. That was so cool, and I thought Perrin, his role in that was very intriguing. I enjoyed watching him kind of master the wolf dream and deal with Slayer and all that stuff. That was super intriguing. I like that. I like that a lot. I definitely like Perrin in the wolf dream way more than I enjoyed, the Aes Sedai in Teleran Riyadh or anything like that. That was way less enjoyable than Perrin. So that was cool. Perrin's awesome. He redeemed himself here, and he has worked his way to the top of one of my favorite characters once again to end things off, which was really cool. I like that because he was one of my favorites to start off with, even though he fell off for a bit there. But I'm glad he redeemed himself and came out on top. That was cool. Seeing Matt as a general and and kind of work through all these plans and meticulously draft up this sort of all these battle plans was really awesome. Matt's always been one of my top characters. Very comedic, very strategic. He's the whole package. He's awesome. I gotta say, the saddest part of this story, this whole wrap up, the most heartfelt, the most sorrowful part was definitely the death of Egwene and Gawain. That was just so tragic. I mean, I thought it was so badass, so cool of Gawain to go off with the black rings or whatever it was that made him kind of shadowy. It was cool, and the way he lost to Demandred, and then Galad, how he found him and had that bit of a heartfelt moment. That touched me pretty deeply. It had me getting a little emotional. And then Egwene's subsequent death, how she just kind of sacrificed herself in this huge, magnificent explosion of light, was very sad. I didn't see that coming. I mean, Gawain I could have seen perishing, but not Egwene. That was much more unexpected and even more heartfelt than Gawain's death. So yeah, Egwene was cool. I mean, her whole arc in those previous books was really cool, how she solidified her place as the Amerlin and went through all that hardship and struggle. That was cool, and what can I say? She went out with a bang. It was epic. It was epic, and may Egwene rest in peace. So those were the most notable moments for me. I mean, overall, like I said, it's the final book in a series. Obviously, it's gonna tug at you. It's gonna be very impactful. So I'm glad it was, and I'm glad it wasn't a bit of a huge disappointment like some of these endings of these series can be. So that was very nice. Again, I give it 4.5 stars. It wasn't perfect, but it was great. I'm happy. I'm happy with the way things ended. The only thing I have a question for is the very end there, where Rand kind of woke up in Moradin's body. If you could explain that to me, I think I might have missed something in some of the previous books. as to why or how that happened. Not too sure there. I mean, I may have a bit of an inkling as to how it was possible, but I'd really appreciate some solid reinforcement as to why and how that was the case. That would be great. Tag it in spoilers or whatever. Or DM me in one of the Discords that I'm in. I'm in a bunch of Discords, so yeah. Just let me know what you thought of that, why that might have been the case. Kind of clear things up for me. That'd be great. But anyways, that's it. That is my full review of A Memory of Light, and man, it's kind of surreal. I can't believe I've completed the series. That's really something. Overall, a very strong conclusion, and it makes me glad to have carried on throughout the entire series. But yes, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this review. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. I'll be getting to a lot more other epic series, and I will see you all next time.